Just about every major US politician who went to Yale was a part of Skull and Bones.
And they've all been sworn to secrecy. While little is known about their secret practices, a few tantalizing clues have emerged.
Skull and Bones owns an island called Deer Island. People assume it's sort of like a Playboy mansion with parties and hot women. It's not. It's actually more of a rundown rustic summer camp.
Skull and Bones gives its members a secret name that they use during their rituals and in the tomb. For instance, George Bush Sr.'s secret name was Magog, which legend has it refers to the student who had a lot of sexual experience. George Bush Jr. never picked a name for himself, so the name that was assigned for him, Temporary, ended up being his name the entire time that he was in Skull and Bones.
Now you're talking about the possible tribulation signal is just a year from now, but you're saying this one on the 8th is on April 8th, 2024 is the big one. Why is that?
Most everyone remembers the great American eclipse that happened August 21st of 2017 that went from Oregon all the way down through Carolina. Well, the one April 8th to 2024 goes from the south up through the northeast, and amazingly, it intersects at this particular location in southern Illinois. And they say scientifically, mathematically, that typically you won't see a total solar eclipse in one spot for over 300 years. And here, it's in 7 years. And 7 years is very significant in the fact that both of them occurred during the second year of a Shemitah cycle. If you remember, it was in the second year of the Shemitah cycle that Jacob and his brethren came up and moved to Egypt.
The exact point of intersection between 2017 total solar eclipse and the one coming on April 8th, 2024.
Yes, what's amazing about this is where they intersect. Southern Illinois in an area known as Little Egypt. To me, this is incredible. You'll notice a little city at the bottom called Cairo. As a matter of fact, let's take another look here as I bring this in closer. Look, you see where Carbondale is at the top, but look at all the Egyptian city names. You have Goshen up at the top. You go down to the left, you see Thebes. There's Cairo at the bottom. You go up to the right, there's Karnak. These are all Egyptian named cities. This whole area is known as Little Egypt. Right here shows you the intersection where this is taking place, which is amazing. Now watch this. As I zero in, you can see on the bottom kind of right corner where Carbondale is, and there's a little city kind of called Harrisburg. Well, I want to zero in there and take a look at this. You see where Southeastern Illinois College is. This college is right in the heart of where this eclipse is going to be occurring. Now, what's amazing is this very spot is the place where the greatest totality occurs in both eclipses 7 years apart. Now, you're going to notice a little black triangle over the highway where Southeastern Illinois College is. Get a load of this. As although Illinois was a free state before the American Civil War, some residents in Little Egypt, they still owned slaves, just like they had slaves in Egypt. Illinois law generally forbade bringing slaves into Illinois, but a special exemption was given to the salt works near Equality. And you will see the city of Equality in the bottom right corner of that triangle. The reason it was known as Little Egypt is because there was a famine in the north, and they all came down also to get bread. And so for several hundred years, that has been known as Little Egypt.
Wow.
That is amazing. I never knew that. Oh, my goodness. And I'm into geography.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the biblical similarity between the Egypt of the Old Testament and Little Egypt in Illinois?
Yeah.
Well, you do definitely already have the names of the cities of Egypt adopted there, but get a load of this next PowerPoint here. This is Southeastern Illinois College, which is right in the heart of this. And I'm going to bring up this next slide at the bottom so you can read it bigger. Look at this. This is from their own website. It says in 1960, when Southeastern Illinois College was formed, a sphinx was included in the official seal of the college to honor the Little Egypt heritage shared by the people of the college district. A few years later, when a logo was created for Southeastern, it also incorporated another Egyptian symbol, the pyramid. And then it says their competitive teams have always had the falcon as their mascot. In Egypt, the king was thought of as a living god. While alive, he was Horus, the falcon-headed sky god, sitting on the magic Isis throne. When he died, he became Osiris, god of the underworld, and his heir became Horus. Here is Horus, and if you notice the solar disk over the falcon head, these are all Egyptian symbols. And here is Southeastern Illinois College logo with a pyramid and the falcon honoring the Egyptian god.
A team of Spanish and Italian archaeologists, together with the Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities, have uncovered the tomb of Osiris on the west bank of the river Thebes in Egypt at the end of last year. The find was a fully complete reproduction of Osiris' tomb from Egyptian mythology, and included multiple chambers and a carving of Osiris at the center of the complex. The architecture of the tomb is said to be quite exquisite and complex, and the burial chamber of the god of the dead is believed to be at the very bottom. It's connected to the main complex by numerous tunnels, corridors and staircases. It sounds like a stunning find, however, it's hard to imagine that it's going to be opened to the public anytime soon. However, the main mystery of the discovery isn't the opening date, but the alleged conspiracy. The finds described above are only the bare bones of what was discovered in the tomb. The truth is, we don't actually know the full story about what was found on the site. For instance, the details of what is inside the sarcophagus at the bottom haven't been released to the public. Neither were the hieroglyphs on the columns inside the complex. We don't know why this information isn't available to the public at large, but several theories have been put forward. We also don't know whether the site is the actual legendary site of Osiris' burial or a reproduction. If it's a reproduction, it's an incredible one. One theory about the find is that the body of the god of the dead has actually been found. According to Egyptian myths, Osiris used to be able to take the human form, and this theory claims that it was his form that was found in the sarcophagus. This theory is also supported by the fact that the sarcophagus was surrounded by the drawings of demons who are supposed to protect the dead body. In order to understand the implications of this theory being true, we should delve a little into the myths of ancient Egypt. Osiris was killed by his brother Seth, who threw his coffin into the Nile, and after his body was found, Seth chopped it up. However, Osiris' wife Isis collected all the pieces and put them back together. The only part she didn't find was his penis, so she created one from gold and brought Osiris back to life with magic so he could get her pregnant with Horus. Osiris' son is said to be battling Seth until Osiris awakens from the dead and brings peace upon Egypt. Whether or not the archaeologists have indeed found the body of the Egyptian god of the dead, it's hard to dispute that the find is one of the most important ones to date. In the unlikely event of the theory being proven to be somewhat truthful, we can probably expect the same kind of panic and outrage that was prominent in society in 2012 when it was believed that the end of the world was coming, according to the Mayan calendar.
These were very, very hard to come by.
So was our cargo. Whatever you got going on here ain't exactly approved by Congress.
It's a military operation.
Really?
Who are you?
Ripley Ellen, Lieutenant First Class, number 36706.
Ellen Ripley died 200 years ago. You're a thing, a construct. They grew you in a lab.
What the hell is going on here?
He is breeding an alien species.
Wish you could understand what we're trying to do here.
Now they brought it out of you.
Not all the way out.
You want to tell us what this is?
It's a queen. She'll breed. You'll die.
Ellen Ripley died trying to wipe the species out. I'm not anxious to see her taking up her old hobby.
I can feel it. I can hear it moving.
So hey, you like ran into these things before.
Yeah,
What did you do?
I died.
We're moving.
That's a standard emergency procedure.
Any serious problem in the ship autopilot's back to home base.
What's home base?
Earth.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah, I get that a lot.